Hey guys, Colin Smith here from PhotoshopCAFE, and today we've got the new DJI Ronin-S. This is actually a prototype. It's not out yet, but it's going to be coming out soon. But the nice guys at DJI loaned me this for a little while to play around with it. So I'm at the Sony Kando Trip, and this is up in Monterey, California. And it's an event where the Sony artisans come, the Sony community come, and you can take gear out, which is why I'm trying this camera. There's influencers, different people here. So Adobe asked me to come out and do some talks. I'm doing 2 talks a day. I'm doing 4 talks, so I'm here for 2 days. And I'm talking about Premiere Pro. I'm gonna head off back to the other part of this place, and I'm gonna grab the Ronin S, and let's do that, because I think you'll find that review much more interesting than me just sitting here babbling in front of a fireplace in a low-lit building that I feel like I'm in Lost in the Dharma Initiative. So anyway, let's have a look at the build of this. This is solid. This is not cheap plastic, guys. This thing is solid. It's heavy, but not too heavy, but it's good. So one of the things I like about it here, we've got this foot on here, so we can open this foot up and we can put it down. Okay, so let's talk about the features on here. So first of all, I think you guys are familiar with gimbals, kind of like what you get on a drone. This is a 3-axis gimbal, so this gives us stabilization in 3 axis, which is up and down, side to side, and tilt. And then what it enables us to do is shoot nice, stable footage, unlike the stuff that you normally see me running around and, you know, you guys, instead of moving your hearts, I'm moving your stomachs. This is going to give nice, smooth motion, kind of like what you would see in movies. First of all, let's have a look at this. If we look at it here, there's a joystick, and see the camera there? We can move this joystick and it's going to move the camera. See that? So we can just put it down like that, and we could be in this mode where we've just got it, you know, sitting like this, or it's actually got a regular adapter under there. We can mount it on your regular tripod, and you can do it this way. And so this is a new addition now. It's a follow focus. Look at this. As I turn this, now I can focus the camera, which is nice. It means I can keep my hand on here and I can focus it. And there's a screen on here, and this screen gives me different modes. So I can go in, I can tune this, I can do different things, I can control the speed. So we can click in here, we've got these different modes that we can go through. We can change settings, different things like that. And the other thing that's kind of cool with this is when we're using this lever here, notice on this little crosshair, as I go up and down, it shows you where you are in the world, left and right. So it gives you an indicator of where the camera's pointing. So that's really cool. So I guess the last question that we've really got is...
I'm like, I'm locked out.
That was the last question. I got locked out. We're keeping that in, by the way. What's your Instagram? What's your Instagram? Ashley Wonderland will be on the Instagram.
I messed it up. I'm
she
sorry.
Screwed it up. She used a different word before.
I did. Yeah, I used the F word.
I'd have to beep her out.
Yeah. Oh gosh, man, that's like my entire language. You just have to beep it all out. Hi, YouTube. What's up? Follow me on Instagram.
So once you put your camera on here, the first thing you've got to do is you do have to tune this. You've got to balance it. So you've got to balance it backwards and forwards and side to side, so it sits nice. Like right now, the motor's running, and that's holding it nice and stable. But now I just turned this off, and as you can see, it's sitting pretty good. See how that we want to balance that camera backwards and forwards. You can do that just by sliding it here until you get a nice balance backwards and forwards, and then also the side to side balance, you want to get that. And also you can do that just by adjusting these little screws here. See that? You just turn that little lever and you just slide the camera until it's nicely balanced like that. And then what that does is it stops the motors having to work really hard to keep this stable. So if you balance it nicely before you turn it on, then you know the motors are not going to be fighting, and you're going to get very stable footage. There's an on and off switch here. I'm just going to do this typical DJI style. You tap, hold, and it will turn on just like you would your drone. No matter how I move this, see how that camera is staying exactly still. It's not moving that camera. It's holding it stable. And that's the whole point of a gimbal, is to get that nice stable shot. Now if I take my finger off the trigger, I can turn it, and as I turn it, notice the camera will turn with, see that? It's going to turn with my movement. So as I turn it, it's going to give me a nice smooth side to side panning movement. Look at that, it's beautiful, nice and smooth. And notice it's moving slowly. So one of the other controls we have down here, see these 3 controls? We can tap into different modes here. And these will control the speed of it. So if I double tap to change it. So there's 1, we go to 2, it's going to be faster. Watch this. See, that's faster, more responsive. And of course that also works with the up and down movement. And then if you look at the 3rd mode here, double tap it here, it's going to go into the 3rd one, and watch this, it's going to be even faster. See that? Quite fast. And then I've been told there's a sport mode. I just hold this button down, turns orange like sport. Look at this, I can whip this thing around. Look at that. So, you know, you're doing motor racing or whatever, you want to follow things, you can whip that around. The thing that actually got my attention when I first saw the release of the Ronin S is this. And I don't know if you guys have worked with gimbals before. I've worked with other gimbals, and going from here to a low position, because a lot of the stuff that I'm shooting right now, I need to be low and switch between that. Now, a lot of gimbals get caught, you try to go down, they catch on here, you've got to do this weird thing to get there. Scroll the way down. Now I'm shooting low, now I'm shooting high, now I'm shooting low. I could have used this 2 weeks ago on a job I was working on. This is amazing. Like, to me, that just that's so killer. Look at that. Incredible. All right, so let's talk about this little button here. So as I showed you before, this button, we can lock the camera and that'll hold it in position. Or we can double tap it to center it. And if you're a vlogger and you want to do selfies, just triple tap, just like on the Osmo. And then, hey guys, this is Colin here at PhotoshopCAFE. I'm now vlogging with one hand with a beautiful stable camera. And then you want to go back, double tap, goes all the way around again. So I'm just going to say the battery here is a 711 battery. I'm making that up, but if you're using this here, it will last about 7 hours. If you turn this off and you're just using the gimbal, which is fully functional without this on, it's going to last about 11 hours.
So the way you want to walk when you're using this is you want to keep your knees bent a little bit. Keep the Ronin S close enough to you that you're not having to use your arms to stabilize it left to right, right? So if I start walking here, I'm taking small baby steps and keeping it very stable and secure. If you start pouncing, just kind of doing a normal walk with this, you're going to get a lot of vertical bounce here. That's just going to happen with any tool that you use. So you have to really develop your technique to use it. It's an advanced tool that's very friendly looking and looks like it's easy to start, but it does take some practice. Do that, you'll be able to just push right through a scene.
So like granny steps.
The granny steps, yeah, I mean, you can run with it, of course, and it's stable when you run, but you know, if this were on a track, like a film set laid a track, they would push it through very slowly depending on what they're doing. So your legs can move much faster than that. So you almost have to restrain yourself from taking too big of steps unless you want it to, you want to add energy to it. But sometimes when you're doing that, people are just aware that someone's holding the camera versus just being kind of immersed in your story, taking you through the scene. So takes a little work doing that, but I really like, this is my default sort of step length. And anybody that you see that's really good with a single-handed gimbal, if they want to walk faster, they almost just move their feet faster like this, right? And so you don't necessarily look cool while you're doing it, but your shots come out much better. If you want to shoot lower, it's better to lower your hand like this, tilt your screen and shoot, than it is to just lean forward, not with your screen tilted, but lean forward, because now you've introduced another way that you can disrupt the camera, which is this left to right movement. When you hold it like this, it's much easier to have it stable left to right. That's how like a traditional Steadicam operator would lower the camera. And of course, if you want to go into low mode, you hold the trigger right here. You'll come down into low mode. Same sort of rules apply though. Now you're shooting very low. You can still tilt the camera, move it around and everything. You can hold this trigger and come right back up to eye level. So the trick really, it's not hard to shoot low mode or here. You just need to know if you want to shoot at that waist level height, just lower your hands as much as you can here, or go into low mode and maybe come up a little bit, see what's comfortable. Bottom right here, the tripod, it's great for setting the camera down, but it's also has this rubber lining on it. It acts as an extension, makes it much easier to use for low shots or high shots. So all that combined together with good technique can produce some amazing stuff, but I'll let you kind of take it from here and practice.
Now I'm going to do the gimbal walk. Bend my knees slightly, hold it straight up and down, close to my body, and then just walk from toe to heel. Little granny steps. Should I run normally or a granny run?
You can attempt to granny run a little bit
Okay, I'm going to attempt to granny run. Barry will catch me when I trip over. Alright, here we go.
Yes, dude.
And now I'm going to do regular running. This is regular one-handed running. Olympic style.
You can do it.
Alright.
Your granny run looked really good. I was like, man.
My granny run was alright?
No, yeah, look, it looked good. That's how you want to do it.
By the way, guys.
Hi,
this is
Barry from
Blanchard.
DJI. And so, I'll show you some of my favorite stuff about this application. Create, all right? Capture, panorama, time lapse, motion lapse, tracking. Let's look at capture right now. I want you to pan up to the camera a little bit, Colin. And I'll hold my app right here. And I'm actually controlling the camera, and I can adjust how fast I want it to go in pan, tilt, and roll. Look at, here's I'm doing my roll right now, nice slow movements. I can do this, and there's haptic feedback. I can feel that I'm clicking the buttons. It's actually quite a remarkable system. Let's go back over here, and let's take a look at panorama. I'm gonna sit right here, and I'm gonna do my angular range, my tilt range. I can set this however I want, even has a little picture of the camera where it's sitting at the time. You know, I can come in here, set about what I think is for my shot. I can tell it which sensor it's using, what focal length of lens, how much overlap for my pictures, and how much delay between shots. And then if I'm to click the shutter button, I shoot a panoramic, however many shots is necessary to fill this range of shots. And the camera will automatically go to a mode where it's click, move, click, move, and fill in all the shots, which I'll later stitch together using Lightroom or Photoshop. I can sit here and I can do specific tracks with my camera. You can see I'm moving it. I can play this back if I so choose to. So I can set up a certain motion to be done with this camera.
Wait. Explain that to me again. So,
okay, so what I'm going to do is...
I'm over there and I want this camera to pan around and automatically look at me. I can do that?
Yes.
That's pretty cool.
We can, and I can even play back motions.
Oh, this is great for a one-man studio.
Oh yes, it's perfect for guys like you.
So, robotic camera operator.
It's basically robotic, you're right. And then check a look at this. Time lapse. How do I want to set it up? How many times, intervals, all this? Right now it's set up to take 600 photos, totally capture time 30 minutes. As long as your batteries hold up on your camera, you can shoot time lapse with this. And then we also have motion lapse, similar to that, where the camera will actually slowly move at an angle in relationship to what you're viewing right now. It's actually quite remarkable.
So I guess the question that you're all asking is, how much is this bad boy going to be, and how can I get my hands on it, and when? Okay, so everything I'm telling you right now is subject to change because, you know, the release date's already been pushed back once, as you guys know, which is cool because this little piece got added on there. So what I know right now, we're looking somewhere around maybe July or August release date. I know for a fact the price is going to be under $800 because that's been officially announced, but we don't know what that price is going to be right now. But you know, to get all this, so you're going to get the gimbal, you're going to get this foot, this unit, everything comes with it for under $800. And notice this follow focus here. So this follow focus is something that's going to come out about a month after the gimbal is going to be released. This is going to be available. And we don't know the pricing on it, but we know it's going to be very affordable. So that means, you know, we're talking, you know, a couple $100 or less, probably, maybe more. But as far as I know, that's about the range we're looking at right now. So we could safely say we're going to have this unit as we see it without the camera for, you know, around $1,000 or less. So that's, I don't know about you, but I'm like super excited, and I'm going to be one of the first people to get this. So anyway, guys, I'd love to know, what do you think about this? Drop a comment in the bottom. Are you using any camera stabilization right now, or are you just doing it all handheld? Let us know in the comments. And also, what do you think about this? Are you excited about it? I am. If you like this video, smash that like button into dust. And until next time, I'll see you at the cafe.
Demonstrate how the infinite roll on the Ronin-S works. You just tilt forward, double click to let it know you want to roll, and now your joystick will give you infinite roll.